Hey guys, yeah, it's been a while since I posted a video. Why? Haven't been in the mood, didn't have anything relevant to say, wasn't energized enough to actually bother to record and post because that takes so much effort. I think mostly I just blame Mass Effect 2. I've been playing that a long time. Oh yeah, and I recently got a tattoo that's my wedding ring. Because, yeah, I fucking mean it. Divorce rate's over 50%. Getting off subject. I want to talk about something that I think, out of all of the YouTube atheists, I might be one of the few that's uniquely qualified to talk about. And that is legitimate criticism of the behavior of Israel, a young, considering that the UN created Israel in, 1947, 1948? After World War II. Doesn't matter. And it's an open, parliamentary-style democracy, much modeled after the British system without the monarchy, of course. This should be one of the beacons of free thought and liberalism, right, in the world. And what do we get instead? Racist, nationalist, anti-Arab, ethnic cleansing sort of religiously fueled paranoia. If those of you who don't know, I'm one of the few atheists that post on YouTube that was born and raised in an American Jewish family. During my childhood, we belonged to both conservative and Reform Jewish synagogues. Reform is just the less orthodox, the least orthodox. Conservative is just one notch above that. Most American Jews attend conservative synagogues. If you want the details about what parts of Scripture they actually, follow, as opposed to the most Orthodox that still have the payas and keep rigorous kosher and all that good stuff, there's all descriptions online I'm sure you can find about the conservative movement and the differences between the Reform movement. Not important for what I want to talk about. It seems that any legitimate political style criticism of the behavior of Israel immediately gets accused of being anti-Semitic in nature. There was a report that I read online just the other day. I think it was the brother-in-law of the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu. His brother-in-law, whatever his name was, I forget what the article said, accused President Barack Obama of being anti-Semitic because of the moderately tame criticism that our elected administration has for the recent behavior of our democratic friend over in the Middle East. If your friends can't criticize your behavior without being accused of, being some sort of racist or anti-single ethnic group or something, how can you possibly have a legitimate discussion? It's so absurd to me. Not only that, there's another article that I was reading. There's a city in Israel called Tel Aviv, and for analogous purposes, Tel Aviv is the liberal heart of Israeli society. Tel Aviv is their version of San Francisco, I guess. I guess Haifa would be more like their New York. It doesn't matter. You're going to find the most liberal-minded people living in this region. To be clear, I'm not sure what the suburb makeup is of San Francisco, whether you can actually find hardcore right-wing pockets within the suburbs of San Francisco, but I don't think it's actually that likely. But anyway, one of the suburbs of Tel Aviv, oh, damn it, what's the name of the suburb? Pisgat Ze'ev neighborhood. there are actually right-wing, ethnic cleansing paramilitary groups patrolling the streets trying to break up interracial dating, trying to rescue the Jewish girls from Arab men. What kind of ethnic cleansing sort of BS is this? In a neighborhood of Tel Aviv, of all places, that would be like having I don't even want to think about it. So where are we right now? People either believe one or two things in this country. One, God is real, and He gave the land of Israel to the Jewish people. So whatever they do is right. Those are the people that just blindly agree with whatever Israel's doing at the time because that's God's chosen people, right? They're obviously getting clear messages from the Creator of the universe to do whatever the hell they want. Or that claim is demonstrably false. God's not real, and this section of the Middle East on the shores of the Mediterranean was not given to a single ethnic and religious group. If you have the former position and you think that this land is ordained by the Creator to this people, then you're left in a position where you can't legitimately criticize. That not only are the Jews right in whatever they do, but anyone who opposes them in any way, whether it be violent or not, are evil, or at least seriously wrong. So all of the Arabs or the Palestinians that actually feel like they're being oppressed or being treated unfairly, or even so fed up with the situation that they resort to violence, they are just not only wrong in a humanitarian sense, wrong in a political sense, but wrong in a theocratic sense. Wrong as in they are defying the very will of the Creator of the universe. That makes them a form of evil that you can't get without some sort of religious dogma. Or you're like me and think that this section of land was not given to the Jewish people by some made-up deity, and that what they're doing is religious fanaticism at the expense of their neighbors who just happen to belong to a different religion. It can't be defended. This type of behavior can't be defended without a religious foundation. And no one can criticize the behavior of this parliamentary democracy without being accused of hatred, without being accused of being anti-Semitic. It's nonsense. It's utter nonsense. I can logically disagree with you. I can think that your ideology is incorrect, your political ideology is incorrect, and that it doesn't play out, it doesn't actually work the way you want to. We could have as much of a logical discussion about economic policy, about the effects of different forms of foreign policy, and we can come to, if we actually are reasonable people and open-minded, we can come to agreements based on facts. If you have your entire basis of your political behavior rooted in the idea that this territory was given to you by the Creator of the universe, you cannot have a reasonable discussion about it. You cannot be criticized, because as soon as you're being criticized, the person that is criticizing you is automatically against the will of the Creator of the universe and thereby evil. It's complete nonsense. This is one of those problems that religion creates. If there wasn't that religious foundation for it, this issue would have been solved decades ago. Decades. Oh, and it's so frustrating every time I see it play out in the news. Ugh.